All right, everybody, and welcome to High Velocity Racing League's Duels from Daytona here for our Cup Series, the debut of the Cup Series here for the league. As always, Matthew Chase here. Joining me, Sam Moser. We got some decent drivers here. We've got about almost 20 drivers in the fray this evening. It's going to be a good race here for the Duels.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for the Cup Series to finally start. It is here, finally here. We have all three of the divisions and the highest stock car racing that the world offers. So I am super pumped for the Daytona duels tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So far, a good crowd too.
Yeah, and from the World Center of Racing, we'll take a look quickly at the track temps and the race info here. We're looking at 78-degree ambient temperature, cloudy, and a little bit of wind. We got 35 laps this evening with one additional set of tires. Not that I believe any of them are going to be using those additional sets of tires. I can't imagine. But yeah.
No. Yeah, they won't need tires. It should be a straight shot. And I don't know. They should have enough fuel to last the whole thing? Do you think, or are they running lower end fuels? I'm not sure.
That I'm not sure about. We'll have to find out from maybe one of our drivers what we're looking at for fuel runs and stuff like that. But should be
It's been,
interesting.
yeah, it's good to see some new faces joining the league. So we got some new drivers here tonight that we'll be learning the names of, and some cool new paint jobs. But we also have the regular players up front right now in the practice. So should be really exciting, I think.
Yeah,
And
taking a look at some of the fast times so far.
Aaron up top.
Yeah, Kern got the fastest lap right now at a 45.895. Mike Marini just a little bit behind him at 45.958. And
New to the league, I believe.
Yep. Looks like
Ah.
Ray Hanneman's up there as well. I prefer this one, let's be honest.
There with Bryce right behind him.
Yep. Those guys working together. Mercado not too far behind him either. 46.5. That's pretty good. So hopefully we'll see some good times tonight.
That's going to do it for practice. As far as qualifying tonight, so how this works is the person who is pole in qualifying, wins pole tonight in qualifying, is going to start P2 in the actual Daytona 250 race that we're going to have here next week. So there's definitely something on the line for these guys to fight for qualifying tonight, because you're definitely going to get that second spot in the front row. So should be a pretty good qualifying, and we'll see what these guys kind of do strategy wise.
Taking a look, looks like
Seeing Randy Post out there already, but he's spun up into the wall and bad start.
Eugene Hawk also on track as well. Looks like he's most of the way around on his out lap.
Picked him up. Somebody that has been doing really well in the Truck Series, and he's going to be doing his debut in the Cup Series tonight. So he's a new face, but he's definitely made a name for himself winning at Indianapolis. So I expect a pretty good run from him tonight.
Winning in his debut race, even.
Yeah, exactly. Like he won that, so he was good friends with our late friend Ben Thomas. So that was really awesome of him to win that race. So hopefully he puts down some good lap times here. Get that front row start. He's gonna be number 40.
Yeah, he's got a really good run going here, and it seems like he's tucking it to the bottom. I figured he might be running it a little bit higher down the straightaways, but he is running it pretty tight to the double yellow line. So we shall see.
Yeah, I wonder. There must be some kind of a strategy to it. I typically, the way I run Daytona is get a high energy first lap in the middle to the top, and then run to the bottom on the second lap. But sometimes maybe it pays to get 2 good laps on the bottom and try and get as much speed out of it as you can. See what he puts down now.
He'll be the first one across the line here. 49.96 to start out for Eugene Hawk.
Not the greatest start, but it's definitely something. I think this is going to be a little bit faster. His fastest in practice was a 47.923, but I'm guessing that's probably from drafting.
Yeah, probably with drafting. Exactly. A couple drivers already putting down their times. Anthony Hall's a little bit slower. Mike Marini's a little bit slower than what Eugene has put down.
I guess I was wrong. Eugene did put down a pretty fast lap for these cars in qualifying. We'll see what these second laps can do. I'm guessing a lot of these though are running the top though.
Here comes Eugene around to finish his second lap. And we'll quickly jump on with somebody else here as soon as he crosses the line and find out what he's done.
Not faster. That's going to be it.
All right, so let's jump on with Mason Tomlinson, finishing his second lap now.
At 50.631. Let's see if he can improve.
Trying to cut as much time as he can right there. He improves, but 7th is where he's at. Ooh, big jump.
Just shy of a 49 second.
Wilder, I think, just had a big jump.
He did have a good lap, yeah. 49.966. That's going to put him in P2.
Ooh.
So far, Ethan Hawke, though, with that first lap, wants to be a heater.
Let's see. Meacham is on track now.
Loving his paint scheme tonight with those gold flames on that black background and with the Inferno on there. That looks dope. I am really in love with that paint job.
This is his first lap down. Has him 17th right now.
Gonna be diving to the bottom though, getting that Toyota Camry put around there pretty fast. I'm expecting I'm thinking Eternal, or not Eternal, Hyperdrive Esports is going to have a pretty good show out.
Oh, no, I think this is Eternal this time. I think it's actually Eternal. They're not running.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, they don't have a HVRL Cup Series team thing yet. We might have to ask if they're going to make one of those eventually for to show who's in which team. So yeah, it's either Eternal or Hyperdrive, something like that. But that's going to be Bryce Fontaine, William Kern, Mason Tomlinson, and Justin Nava. So, or is Ray Hanneman might also be with them? I think
the team is a little bit different than normal, is what it is.
Something, yeah.
But that is a bit of a better time there for Meacham, but not gonna do too much there. Looks like he's gonna finish in the 18th position. So,
looks like Ray Hanneman got the better of Ethan Hawke there with a 49.952. So he's gonna get that second row or that second spot, P2 spot for the 250.
That he will.
Ethan Hawke still got a really good lap though, in second spot. I mean, he's still gonna have a chance at winning this whole thing and getting the pole position for next week. So definitely not the last we'll see of him. I have no doubt.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us for the duel. I'm glad to have all you guys.
As we wait for these guys to grid up.
Decent turnout for a duel, so
a lot of cool paint
biggest thing, obviously, it's a super speedway. There are no fast repairs, so make sure you're there at the end. Obviously, it doesn't matter too much, but 0 fast repairs. We all know how to race. We're all really good people, so good luck to everybody. I think that's all I have. Ray will start on the outside row in P2. You got pole for the 500, and good luck.
We're missing a few.
Yeah, we were sitting there just kind of listening to what Mr. Fontaine had to say about the race this evening and everything, and confirming Ray does have P2.
Make sure that you are on at drivers, by the way, too, please.
That's a good place to be. I mean, it's nice because you can lock it in without. Now he doesn't really have to worry about the race as much because he's already locked in for the front row. So it kind of, he can still put on a show though. I don't know what happens if you win both, but that I don't. I'm guessing second place would get pole would be my guess, but he does have a shot. He's pretty good at super speedways from what we saw at the Talladega race. Into our grid walk here soon. Recruitment race, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's.
Did he win that?
I don't remember who won that.
It was somebody from Eternal.
One of them up there, yeah. But we will take a look, run through the grid really quickly here. We do have Ray Hanneman sitting on the pole for this. Eugene Hawke going to be starting in P2 this evening in that number 40. In the third position, it is Sean Wilder in the 99. Followed up by Joe Hudson in the 49, sitting in the fourth position. And in
all right, good luck, everybody.
Fifth position.
This is a caution claiming system.
Hold on.
Cause a wreck. If you felt like it was your fault, please acknowledge it. You'll receive an EOL on the restart. If not, we'll have live race control look at it and let you know the outcome. Good luck.
Continuing on, William Kern will be starting in the 5th position. And then Bryce Fontaine will be starting in P6. Starting in the 7th position is Mike Marini. And then in 8th position, it is Kevin Frey in the 82. Starting in 9th position, we have CD Mango in the number 9. With Alan Martin starting P10 in the number 5. In the 11th position, it will be Mason Tomlinson in the number 4. In 12th position, it will be the 27 of Danny Gross. After that, it is the 13th position, Jose Mercado in the 41. Followed up by Justin Nava in the 15. He'll be starting 14th right this evening. In 15th position, it will be the 52 of Sean Happick. And in 16th, it'll be Anthony Hall in the 37. And then in 17th position, it will be Randy Post in the 54. David Meacham in 18th position in the 13. I'm not sure what happened to CD Mangrum. He has fallen back to the rear here, but I'm not sure what happened to him. Colton Lanford is sitting in the pit still in the 25, so I'm not sure what's going on with the 25 either. But yeah, if he shows up, he'll have a chance to race.
Might be a strategic call going to the back there. He's expecting a crash at the beginning. It's possible, or he might be having some equipment difficulties. But we are green flag here at Daytona for the duels. Looks like everybody got a pretty equal start in the first 2 rows, but behind them, it looks like Bryce Fontaine makes his way to the top side and kind of gets a little bit ahead of Kevin Frey in that Moon Eyes 82 Chevy. That's a pretty nice car. Keep it double wide. Out of turn 2.
As the guys they're trying to get wound up through the gears as well right now, and that's kind of where they're at.
Definitely, going to be trying to find pace. I think this race is going to be a lot of figuring out who you can push, who can take a push, and who, your allies are going to become the big race. That's a lot of what the duels are, is just figuring out who's a good super speedway runner and who, kind of more. So it's kind of just a learning experience for a lot of people, and, don't really have to take it too crazy for starting positions, which at Daytona anything can happen, and it doesn't really always matter where you start, because the big one it's gonna be interesting. Sean Wilder down below the double yellow.
Looks like he's bailing out. Did not like what was going on up there at the front.
He's thinking they were getting a little too squirrely. I don't blame him. They have been a little squirrely down there, getting used to these cup cars.
People just getting used to being pushed as well through the turns and everything. Looks like Bryce real tight up onto the 40.
Yeah, Kevin Frey getting pretty loose down there. 49 is also backing off. So, they're seeing up front, but up front they're running pretty good as far as Bryce and Ray Hanneman are going to link up teammates to push and pull. They do pretty good working together. David Meacham has made his way all the way up. Wow, where did he come from? From 18 all the way up into the 6th position now.
Yeah,
He'll lose a little bit of speed on the backstretch.
You see Ray and Bryce tagging up together, trying to get away from everybody else. These guys, they know each other well, and they know what the other is capable of. So they're pushing, trying to get away from the pack.
Absolutely, I think it's a strategy play for sure. I mean, if Bryce can get the win right here, and then they can start front row, both of them, and the 250, they can link up again, each other pushing, and keep a strategy together. So it would be pretty big if he was able to pull this off. But looks like Ethan Hawke, Kevin Frey have kind of joined up. And now they're teaming up, and they're right behind on their train as well. So they kind of have a group of 4 cars out there in a line. They're just going to be pushing and trying to pick up as much time as they can in that draft group. William Kerman, David Meacham, though, are linking up in 6th and 7th. They're getting a group together, and they're pushing and making a little bit of time, too. So, they're getting alliances made, Everybody behind him is kind of forming up into the bottom, it seems.
Yeah, looks like the top is breaking apart very, very much.
Yeah, I think they're just going to be putting in some safe laps till it gets kind of crazy towards that end of the race. Again, I'm not entirely sure what fuel. I probably should have asked that before, but what the fuel window is like for these cars, what percentage they're running. But I'm going to guess if they have to take fuel, it would only be once. But yeah, David Meacham up to 5th.
Yeah, he's making moves.
He's making big moves, and I'm loving it. That's our biggest mover by far because he started in 18th.
He's up 13 positions from the start of the race. Yeah, he's in a really good position now.
Yeah. Looking good. Tucked in behind the 82 of Kevin Frey. Nobody's making any too bold of moves yet, so that's good. Just, confident in learning these cars and learning the guys around them.
That's really important.
Ethan Hawke poking to the outside. He's looking to get a top run move now. We'll see if Kevin Frey decides to go with him. Looks like he stays on the bottom. Ethan Hawke might be left alone, and he might lose some positions here. Oh, getting to the back of each other. Woo, got a little loose, but Ethan Hawke is going to drop.
That was a big checkup there. Eugene jumped to the high side, tried to do some side drafting, and nothing doing there. He's going to fall back quite a bit. This is looking like a spot for him to be picked up by the top line. It looks like that's developing pretty well. You got Mason Tomlinson at the back of that line. Looks like a couple of other drivers as well. I'm trying to figure out who else was in that group. Looks like the
Joe Hudson?
Mercado and Hudson. Yeah, those are the other ones in that group.
Yeah. I mean, that happens, though. That's, real life. I mean, sometimes some guys try to go to the top line and get somebody with them to, push them and side draft up, but nobody decided to go with them. They were, like, in the bottom line, so kind of gets left to go back there. But that bottom or that top line could definitely develop and make a big run to the front here soon.
Yeah, looks like it's kind of breaking apart now. Eugene Hawke's all the way back into looks like 12th position side by side here with Anthony Hall. Looks like back up at the front though, you do still have Bryce leading the way with Ray Hanneman. These guys all single filed out, and they're just kind of riding around, trying to get to the end of this race and try to find themselves in a position to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Shootout style. I mean, I'm guessing, the last couple laps are going to be the craziest for sure. You'll see people try and break out and, get to that top line, maybe even go 3 wide. We'll see. But yeah, Meacham picks up another position. So he's up to 4th now, so he's up 14 positions. Looks like Sean Wilder's looking to try and maybe go. No, he tucks back in. He was looking.
I'm guessing he just got a big run was all that was.
Could have, yeah. I'm thinking they're just going to stay where the draft is at, play it safe for now. It's hard drafting at big tracks like this if you don't have a team to, work off of, like Hanneman and Fontaine. It's kind of, if you don't have guys in your chat that you can kind of group up with and say, hey, let's make a run up here at this point in time, it's kind of hard to kind of communicate that with drivers around you. You just have to trust, and, you have to see, like, instincts at that move. You see him move to the top, you got to go with him if you feel like it's the right time. That's a big part of super speedway racing is instinct and what you're feeling in the moment. And that's kind of how in real life this one ended this year. Is I watched a interview with William Byron talking about his move to the top that ultimately gave him the win from the crash, and he was just like, he just felt that it was the right time to move up, and he felt a surge of energy come through. And it's very true. Sometimes you just feel when you have that big run and you can make it. Super speedway is kind of an art, really, how to race it. What do you think, Chase? Do you kind of agree with that, or how do you kind of go about doing a super speedway race?
When I'm racing super speedways, I'm just trying to get to the end, really. And like you said, when the time is right, the time is right. You can feel it. When you need to make your moves.
Half of it, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like it comes down to the last, to the last lap almost for some races. But yeah, I mean, survival is the key before that, and avoiding the big one. and just being able to keep your nose clean is part of it. And some of it is luck. I mean, honestly, sometimes you just don't get lucky, and the guy flips in front of you, and you just can't do nothing about it.
Yeah. We've got 2 packs now. We've got that lead group of the top 5: Bryce, Fontaine, Ray Hanneman, Kevin Frey, Meacham, and Kern. Generating that second group, we got the lead car in that one is Mason Tomlinson in the 6th position, with Jose Mercado and Mike Marini right behind him. And they are trying to push their way back up to this lead pack, but they are quite a gap to the lead pack, looking at over 4 seconds from 6th to 5th. So
they really need Anthony Hall to get up to the back bumper of Marini and get that draft really generated, because until you get about 5 of these next gen cars bumped up, which they're forming up right now, that's when you really start getting the really big energy moves. And I see Mercado, though, he's given Mason Tomlinson the business and pushing him really hard, so he's doing his part. These guys just got to get formed up a little bit, which they are right now.
Yeah, to help them out tremendously. I mean, you can see in the foreground there, this is the lead pack, and this back pack here is kind of falling back a bit, but they're looking at about 5 seconds, and now they're going to start to chip into it, where they're all getting single filed up and sorted into position. So
yeah, they're ready to make a move, and I think that once they catch up to them, if they do, and I believe they will, it might create a second top lane, and it might make this race a little bit more dynamic and maybe a little bit more exciting. There's been a couple big moves at the beginning, but after that, everybody's kind of settled down for now as we get about 13 laps, so we're about a third of the way through this thing.
Yeah, 23 laps to go here this evening.
So we will see what we can do. Guys in the back are getting a little loose. They're kind of wriggling around a little bit. That's kind of losing them a little bit of that time. These guys in the front, they're planning. You can tell, like, they are not moving a lot at all. So they're pretty coordinated right now. That's important, is being able to just stay right on the bumper of the guy in front of you and have the trust. Trust is another big part of it, because sometimes when you're in the corners, you can't really see what's coming up ahead of you, and on the straightaways too. So you got to trust that the guy in front of you has a good spotter and knows what he's doing. Because the spotters in these AIs, it's flawed sometimes. So I think that's kind of makes it a little bit more challenging with the simulation versus real life. Is you got to have a lot more trust in the guy in front of you.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of an onboard there from Bryce's point of view.
How's it looking from up front? And he looked pretty stable. Not a lot of wheel movement.
Pretty stable, not a lot of wheel movement.
He's been running him and Hanneman. I mean, they're coming up on a lap car.
Yeah, that's CD Mangrum on the high side, getting out of the way of the lead group.
Yeah, unfortunately, he probably just lost the draft, and or maybe he's just playing it cool, just hoping to just make it to the end here. Yeah, but he might be able to catch the end of this draft.
He's trying to pick it up, yeah. He might have gotten in time. But the gap never mind. It looks like he might be falling off a little bit. It's hard to tell.
He's falling off. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to make it. But maybe the second one might pick him up. He might be able to, if he's able to side draft a little bit closer and maybe pick up some of that speed on the outside. He might be able to then make a run with them. We'll have to see. Yeah. Come up on. We're on lap 16, so that only leaves
20 to go.
20 to go, yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy the difference in this just the RPMs from the draft to the non-drafted cars. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a big difference. It's huge.
Like we listen to what Bryce's sounds like, and then we go to CD Mangrum's, and it's just completely different. He's staying high to get away from this next group coming up on him. I believe they are coming quickly. He's staying very high, trying to get out of the way and make sure he doesn't get anybody involved in any kind of incidents there.
I'm guessing he's still in 4th gear too, right?
I have no idea.
He is. I would assume so. 5th is only for when you're in the draft most of the time. Oh, they passed another car, Colton Lanford, who didn't make it onto the track though, at least.
Yeah,
he was
did.
Starting for the pits. I wonder if he kind of had the draft master strategy starting from the pits, but this is a little bit more these are a little bit more experienced guys than draft masters, so I expected them to keep it pretty clean. So far, we've had flawless first few laps. Hopefully, we can keep it.
Yeah, no incidents so far.
Good cautions. Been keeping it really good. So yeah, looks like CD is getting to the end of the second line now. So if he dies down right now, I think he's going to be able to hang on to these guys, hang on for the ride. He is still a lap down, but you know, if something happens, he might get the lucky dog. You never know. Colton Lanford is 5 laps behind.
Yeah,
So
he is.
he did-
way
he-
far.
yeah, he came out. I guess he did not get the Draft Masters restart. He maybe some miscommunication there, or just was running a little bit late. But you know, he's still going to be out there. You know, which I mean is better than the people that didn't show up. So he'll be if people that missed out on tonight due to whatever reason and start next week, he will get a better starting position than them. So I mean, it's better than nothing.
It's true.
Oh, I mean, better to run than not to run. I learned that with at the Kansas road course.
It's funny we talked about that in the podcast a little earlier too, about how important trying to make every race is. So yeah, I mean it's important to make it to the races, and
Especially when you have as big of a turnout as the trucks do right now.
it's true.
And it looks like, you know, we're going to have a pretty good turnout for this series, I think. I mean, you know, we got 19 guys today. And I mean, we have, you know, that's with 5 that declined and 2 tentative. And I think Randy Post is running. So only 1 tentative from him. And Randy Cornwell did not make it tonight. So, I mean, I think we could have an easy, you know, 20-something car field every week, I would say. And, you know, as more guys join, I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger. And, you know, this league is quickly picking up, you know, more and more people.
Oh,
Oh,
pit
diving
stops.
down to the pit stops. Pit stops. Oh. Meacham had a really good entrance. Hopefully, he doesn't get any speeding penalties, but he'll pick up 2 spots if everybody else takes the same amount of fuel and tires. I doubt they'll take tires, but same amount of fuel.
I don't foresee tires playing a factor here, but the lead pack
Nope.
is now going to be 4 cars strong here as Wilder and
David Gross.
they've picked up Colton Lanford as well. Colton Lanford leading that group there, so it's a 3-car lead lap pack with Wilder, Happick, and Gross.
Yeah, first one out is Ray Hanneman out of the pits with Bryce right behind him. Then William Kern, Kevin Frey, and then David Meacham. Then C.D. Mangrum, he went in on that run, so he's coming out. Joe Hudson, Mike Marini, Jose Mercado, Mason Tomlinson, Justin Nava, Anthony Hall, Randy Post, Eugene Hawk, Martin, what's that, Alan Martin? Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, quite a bit of people pitted that lap. Wow. So the essential leaders right now, once the other group hits, is going to be Ray Hanneman, which was our pole winner, Bryce Fontaine behind him, William Kern made up some few positions with that pit stop, Kevin Frey, and then David Meacham might have had a little bit of trouble on the pit lane as he comes out a little bit behind them, and so he's going to be picked up by the next drafting group, I would assume. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a mix-up here with those pit stops. That makes a huge play too, you know, at super speedways. I mean, you know, your pit is everything.
It's true. It's true. Looks like Meacham is on an island by himself for right now. The first guy out of or not out of the pits, but the first guy coming around to pick him up would be Mike Marini and Joe Hudson, those two. With Jose Mercado.
Oh, Danny Gross into the grass, coming out of pit lane. Oh, he's on the backstretch. Oof, got a little too excited there coming off pit lane, I guess. Almost spun, but he kept it good, but he had to dive into the grass to keep it clean.
Go back and look at that real quick. He gets high right up on that apron, and I think he might have de-wedged the car a little bit. Down through the grass he went.
Oh.
Got it loose. Picks it back up and trying to get going again, so.
That's gonna hurt for him.
It's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna. His car is still intact. That's the important thing.
Right. It's not a night ender, absolutely. Which, I mean, you know, that's some good driving from him. Heads up driving. I mean, a little bit unfortunate, but you know, it's not a night ender, and that's the main thing. That is what's important. So right now, after that, Ray Hanneman is your race leader with Bryce Fontaine and William Kern III. So that group of 4 right there is looking really strong.
And they should be able to make it to the. I mean, I would assume they can make it to the end now. It's all about trying to make sure it's a battle between these 4 for these drivers. They don't want to be. They don't want to be the ones to mess it up for themselves. So they're hoping for a clean race the rest of the way, and then have a battle at the end here.
Absolutely. They could. I'm sure they can comfortably make it. They're looking very strong. They're doing a really good job. Whoa, 3 pushing. William Kern gets into the back of Bryce Fontaine a little bit there, and he's pushing as well. That could be a little dangerous there.
No, not with these 3. These 3 know each other. They know they can push each other. This is kind of what we saw from Talladega too, remember?
Yeah, but I mean, when you're pushing a car that's pushing a car, I mean, there's risk though. There is risk.
You gotta have trust in each other in that situation, and I think these 3 do. They've been racing around each other enough. They know what the other can handle.
Yeah. I mean, the important thing is just hitting it very squarely. If you hit it off just a little bit to one side, you can very easily spin these cars. But they're doing a very good job. They're very capable drivers, and they're very good. So, I mean, I have faith. But yeah, and as you can see, when they start doing that on the background, Kevin Fry loses just a little bit. I mean, he's not going to lose them, but there's a lot of speed being generated from a 3-car push like that. I mean, David Meacham, even if he does take 5th, I mean, that's still a huge jump. That's a 13-position jump from where he started. So, I mean, he's having a really good night right now. He's about to get picked up by Mike Marini and another group of 4 cars with him, Joe Hudson, Jose Mercado, and Mason Tomlinson pretty soon here. These 2 are also having a pretty good group run right there, I think. Those guys are probably feeling pretty comfortable right about now because they've been running together this whole race for the most part. Which is good, that's what you want to do. You want to learn
what learn what the drivers around you are capable of, who can push what, who can take push as well.
Exactly. Which helps because if you end with that same group, then you're going to start next to him in the race next week. So
means you can maybe work with them in the next race, in the big race. So
exactly, yeah. Working together to get that W. Looks like who is that? Alan Martin. Yep. Alan Martin. Oh. Yeah, they're gonna put Alan Martin a lap down, and just as David Meacham joins this group of 4, maybe if he has enough speed, he might not be able to get the draft quite good enough. They're gonna take it too wide.
Doing that's gonna help them. Meacham actually keep up with them.
Yep. They're only gonna slow each other down by doing that. But yeah, Joe Hudson kind of gets out of the groove a little bit with them and gets pushed down a little ways, which is Meacham is gaining some time on them. So yeah, that was good. Nava and Happy put some laps together, those 2. I'm really liking Happy's car. Yeah, these guys are looking really strong. I'm wondering if Hanneman is going to take both if they're not able to get around him. But I mean, I'm sure that Kern or Bryce or both of them are going to have something in mind for this last lap. Because it'd be a little selfish to take both. No, I mean, I'm just joking around, but I mean, to win both would be pretty interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Would be quite impressive. But I think it's going to come down to the last lap for sure, and we're only about 5 away.
8 to go.
8 to go. Yep, we're getting there. Less than 10 laps. Just a shootout tonight. No, nothing crazy. Next week's the big one. 100 laps, 250 miles. Gonna be intense for these guys. A pretty long race.
It is a long race. Now you see Danny Gross getting out of the way.
Yep. To the apron. That's kind of a little different. I don't know if I've ever seen people. Or I guess they were on the backstretch, so I guess it's a little different than in the corner. Usually, I see guys move to the top. As long as he gets out of the way, I guess they probably don't care.
That's all they care about.
Yep. I would just be a little worried about, them not getting by as fast as you had anticipated and, end up having to go into the corner that way. That would have been bad. They time it right, so he makes it just in time. David Meacham dropped back to 9th now after that group of 4 was able to pass. We'll see if he can make up some other positions if able to, because he's at the back of that train now of about 6 cars because they picked up CD Mangrum too able to catch up with the drafts. So that might be a good ending to watch as well. Those guys to see who, because I'm sure they're gonna try some stuff as well, try and break out towards the end. Still a pretty solid night from him though. To make it all the way up to that group of 5 at the beginning from 18th, that was awesome. Heck of a run. Yeah. Other than those top 4, though, what would you say some of your standout drivers have been, Chase? Anybody kind of pop out as you as somebody that you? I mean, I think Kevin Frey's doing really good. He's up there in those top 4, and he's new to the league, so I mean, it's been cool to see him up there. But anybody else?
Yeah, Kevin Frey's up 4 positions tonight and is running really well with these 3 leaders as well. Meacham, he is our biggest mover so far at +9, even in the position he's in now. Another one with a lot of movement here is Jose Mercado, as I'm taking a peek back there in that position at those drivers. But Jose Mercado up 7 positions on the night as well, from the 13th position to 6th. So good run for the 41 as well. Overall, though, I mean, it's good to see these drivers out here. They're driving good. Randy Post now up 7 positions. He just passed Justin Nava and got himself another position, 10th spot.
Yeah, Jose Mercado, he's been impressive. I mean, I don't know him too well because I haven't really run around him at all. Because I don't think he runs the trucks. I don't think he runs the trucks.
No, he's in the Xfinity series though.
He's just in the Xfinity series, yeah.
Yep.
And he's always solid and up there, kind of along there with Mason Tomlinson, kind of in those like top 5 positions. He's a solid driver, so I'm excited to see him. Yeah, we have a lot of solid guys here, so I'm really excited. I don't know everybody obviously, so and super speedways are definitely not the greatest of a true racer. These guys might not be the best here, but come like what do we got?
Mason Tomlinson getting big time loose. He's spinning onto the infield.
Oh
he keeps
no!
it off the wall. Is he going to be able to get back going though?
Oof! Gotta go back and look at that a little bit. He's so close to the end too. That's a heartbreaker.
He stays on the apron through the try over here. We got some other drivers coming to go flying by him, but yeah.
Ooh, Joe Hudson got to the inside of him. Some good driving though to keep that and not in the wall. That was impressive.
It was close to the wall, but it was a tough spot there.
Lucky to have made it through that. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of those unfortunate deals. As we're only a couple laps away from the end of this thing. Oh,
big wreck.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Who was that?
That was Meacham with Joe Hudson again.
Oh no. We watched that.
We saw it happening in real time. I happened to catch it. Looked like
Oh no.
Hudson pushing the 13 into the corner.
Oh yeah, straight into the back of the 45 way too hard, pushing him in the corner. He might have just not known that the 45 was there and just thought that he was pushing, because you don't see when you're pushing someone, so he might not have known that Meacham was headed for disaster.
And then Meacham gets hooked again here by the 49, hard into the outside wall. I would imagine that's a night ender for the 13.
Oh, what a heartbreak for him. He was running so good up so many positions. Oh, man. That's super speedway racing, unfortunately. Oh, what a heartbreak.
Who did not want to see that was the lead pack.
Yeah, no, definitely not, because now everybody's going to be right there. So, I mean, that's exactly what they didn't want to see, especially with, 2 laps to go. Are you kidding me? Oof. You just had to make it to that white flag. Oh, man. So it's going to be a green-white checkered finish.
It is.
Man, isn't that just always how it ends at the super speedways? It always comes down to those last lap shootouts, even at a 35-lap shootout. Crazy. Oh, I mean, to keep it to 1 caution though is good, but yeah, I mean, I'm feeling hard for David Meacham right now. That is very unfortunate, but I mean, Colton Lanford and CD Mangrum is probably going to get his laps back over him. But
no,
I don't
Tomlinson's the first one to lap down.
Right, but I mean, like if David Meacham is out of the race, Colton Lanford is 6 laps down, so I don't think there's any way that he can pass him, even if he is still running at the end of it. So I think David Meacham is probably going to finish 18th where he started, which, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, like I said, even next week for the big race, it's still going to be better than if, more people show up. And, sometimes starting in the back is not the worst thing in the world. Definitely isn't. Because this isn't for points. Next week it's for points. So next week the heat gets turned up. But, a lot of the, I mean, these guys are going to still be racing with intensity. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not the same when there isn't points. Yeah, the line's going to get formed back up, and all the lap guys are going to get passed by the guys still in the lead lap, and we're going to get more into an organized fashion here. We'll see how this shootout ends up. That's what a way to end the first ever Cup Series race for the High Velocity Racing League. Man. Ah.
Man,
David Meacham, poor guy.
You got to feel for him there. He was running good, just kind of got caught up in it. So
the guys must be brothers with. He must be related to KT McCann because sometimes he just seems to have the worst luck. Sometimes, I mean, really, he just. Oh, there's been quite a few instances in the Truck Series too where he just kind of gets just the wrong hand dealt. Ugh, I feel for him. But I mean, he learned something. He learned, maybe, the 49 is not the best guy to be behind you pushing. I mean, because it happened twice there, 2 incidents. I don't know Joe Hudson at all. He's new to the league. So, I mean, but, I mean, you kind of just got to learn those things the hard way. And at least it wasn't during a points race. So, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's unfortunate, but hopefully the lessons outweigh the heartbreak. Oh.
Looks like Hanneman taking the outside here for the restart.
I mean, Joe Hudson was given an EOL penalty. Okay, so Joe Hudson's EOL penalty, my guess for
the cause of the caution, yeah.
Yep, that would be my guess. So that's gonna be end of line penalty. He's gonna start from the inside. But yeah, that's interesting to start on the outside. I mean, he must feel something, or maybe kind of strategic. He's gonna kind of hold that top line back while he lets his teammate go in for the W to start 1-2 on the front row. Maybe some strategy there. We'll just have to see.
I can tell you right now, it looks like you got 2 of the drivers in that team. You got Bryce and William Kern on the inside. So if Hanneman can get a good jump, they can try to pull away from the field.
Absolutely, yeah. We and Kevin Frey, I mean, he's right behind him, and he's been a solid pusher all night. And then Randy Post, somebody we haven't really talked too much about, he's up there. But I think, yeah, he is up there. He's he's up 11 positions, 17th to 6th. So he kind of snuck his way up there. And then Jose Mercado, Sean Happig, he's up there too. So I'm feeling excited. These are some good guys up there.
Yeah,
see those guys
those 3 are our biggest movers of the race right now. Post at plus 11. Looks like Happy.
13?
Is he what position?
Oh, no, not 13.
He's in 8th position.
8th.
So he's up 7. And then Mercado is up 7 as well.
My math brain wasn't working so well. It's Friday.
Sorry, up 8 for Mercado. He's starting in the 5th position.
Hopefully, Eugene Hawk can get another good run going because he started 2nd. He kind of lost a little bit of ground there, making that outside move. So maybe he's able to make us some more positions after. Fortunately nobody went with him. But pace car dives in. We're ready to go. You ready, buddy? Shootout time.
Green, white, checker.
Green.
Here we go.
Ooh,
And
Ray Hanneman, big move.
Expected. Good jump for Hanneman. He's able to
Go to the
dive in.
inside. Oh, he might just win this thing. That'd be crazy.
I think that was the
Kevin
plan
Frey.
all along, to be honest.
Looking to get inside that down. He barely makes it in between him and Jose Mercado onto that bottom line, but there's some movement. There's some energy. But that bottom is still going to be really strong. Randy Post and Sean Happig trying to get a run on the outside going, along with, who is that? That Danny Gross? Yeah, I believe that's going to be Danny Gross trying to give him a push there, trying to get that top line going.
He figures if he can't win the race himself, he might as well give somebody a push to the front, I would imagine.
Right, try and get some positions, every position gained is another on the other.
Well, Danny Gross is the first car a lap down, so he's trying to get somebody else up there. Is what I was getting at.
Right.
White flag in the air, though.
1 lap to go. It's official, boys.
Next flag ends it.
Yep. Let's see, when are they going to make their move? It's going to be the last turn, would be my guess. Kevin Frey got a little bit loose. Jose Mercado kind of poking up a little bit. 45 of Mike
There goes
Marini.
Kern.
Oh, there goes Kern. Woo! Kevin Frey's going to go with him. Oh, he's got some energy. He's got some movement. He's going to make his way all the way to the top. Is he going to dive to the inside? He's going to stay at the top for now, but he might dive to the inside. Kevin Frey, Jose Mercado.
Oh, Kevin Frey.
He got loose. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, they're wrecking. Oh, they're wrecking. Oh, huge wreck. Who's going to take it? Kevin Frey's going to take it.
Kevin Frey is going to win with William Kern.
Kevin Frey, William Kern, Eugene Hawk got third out of that. Randy Post fourth. And Mason Tomlinson fifth. What an ending. What a wreck. That was crazy. Huh, Chase?
That was wild.
Wow, he took it 3 wide there. I gotta rewind. That was awesome. What a way to end the shootout. I knew it was gonna be crazy.
I'm trying to see what happened, really.
Oh, where'd my...
So they were 3 wide there. Looks like Hanneman gets a little bit of a bump from Bryce, which sends him up into the guy in the middle. Who was that? Was that the 45? The 45 of Michael Marini, I believe, right? Yeah, Mike Marini. And then that just kind of jumbled everybody up, and everybody in that middle portion of that lead pack just kind of getting taken up with it, and Happy trying to get through it, but taking out the 25 as well, and just a bunch of carnage there going towards the pit lane. And you know, Eugene Hawk and Randy Post are able to sneak through there and get their way through as they're able to get into the top 5 there. What a good finish there for everybody.
Absolute drag race from Kern and Kevin Frey. Like those two, like, I mean, Kevin just had to, or William just had to duck behind him, you know, and kind of just say, hey, I gotta try and get a, you know, maybe try and get a little run, but I mean, it was too late. But wow, that was crazy trying to take it 3 wide there. I mean, you got to make the move though. Better late than never, you know.
It's true.
I mean, you got to shoot your shot. I mean, that's kind of, you know, everything's on the table, and you know, not a points race, so people are gonna be a little bit more ballsy. And you know, that one just ended in the big one. So
It did.
you got to have one. That was awesome. What a finish. And I'm really happy to see, you know, someone you know, new to the league win the first race. I mean, that's awesome. You know, I'm super excited to hear from Kevin and see what he has to say.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and grab, Sam, can you grab our 3rd place finisher, Mr.
Yeah.
Eugene Hawk?
Absolutely. Let me pull him up here as soon as thing will allow me.
I can get him. I'm right here.
Okay.
All right, 3rd place finisher, Eugene Hawk, dodging the calamity there at the end and able to come away with a 3rd place finish. How you feeling about that one, bud?
Well, kind of mixed feelings. I wish I had some friends out there. I felt like we had a really good car that could contend for the win. Just, I mean, I get it. Everyone wants to ride around, log the laps, but got hung out to dry there. Happy to miss the wreck.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that move to the top kind of early in the race, and then, you know, hoping to get somebody there to help you, but they kind of just left you to hung out to dry. But it, you know, kind of all worked out in the end for you. Kind of got that lucky, that big wreck, and you were able to sneak your way through and get that top 3. So that was awesome for you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, great racing with the guys. Just, I mean, I get it. I'm new. I'm not really expecting to have anybody struts, especially on the plate tracks, but. It was a lot of fun working with Randy Post and working our way back up, just the 2 of us pushing. We made a lot of ground, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, and Randy able to finish right behind you as well, so that goes to show you guys. I mean, you guys will be racing next to each other at the beginning of the big race next week, so maybe the 2 of you can kind of link up and maybe push yourselves into a good position early on in that race.
I hope so. I think it'd be really good.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering to ask you if you had, you know, learned about anybody and, you know, who you can trust to push you and stuff. So that's good to hear that you found somebody. So yeah, that's awesome, buddy.
Yeah, I think that the 12 and the 85 are the two guys I want to work with the most. But Randy, a lot of trust there, pushing Randy, very stable, pushing him. Um, there were a couple of times where I gave him a little bit of bad shove, but we were linked up for quite a while there, and it seemed really smooth.
That's good. That's some of big part of the shootout. You kind of want to figure out who you want to work with.
All right. Anybody you'd like to shout out here tonight, Eugene?
Just still thinking about Ben, just we're still there. Hopefully that keeping him in my thoughts, keeping his family in my thoughts. But big thanks to all the FARCA people for letting me keep racing, and thank you guys too every time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, buddy.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week for the big race.
Yeah, see you next week.
Yeah. Good job tonight, buddy. We'll see you.
I already kicked them out.
You're good, buddy. You're good.
All right. Let's go ahead and grab our second place finisher here, Mr. William Kern. That was an interesting end of the race.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We had a 4-car breakaway. We were just going to catch up to the rest of the pack, really, to lap them when that caution came out. So we were a little disappointed on that part. But obviously we were still together and everything. That 82 was really quick behind me. I kind of gambled when I ducked out on turn 2, and he did end up going with me. But 3 and 4, I think I was too low on the track. I took the mid lane trying to get some side draft going, and he ended up getting bumped by Mercado, and he said the heck with it and went to the 3rd lane. So
yeah, it was an interesting move there. He did get a little bit of a bump, and it seemed like it kind of pushed him out of line. He didn't want to wreck you. I don't think it was also part of it, I would imagine. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I told him over comms, it was a good move on his part. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he went with it, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's just part of that super speedway. You gotta move when the time is right, and sometimes it kind of gets forced upon you. But
Yeah,
I mean, you definitely made the best out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's last lap. I mean, anything goes on. Even if your teammates, I mean, it was last lap, and I passed 2 of my teammates on the inside. So it's like you said, super speedway racing. I hate these cars at these tracks, man, the super speedways. But next week's Daytona, and then we get to some real racetracks, and that's where I'm really hoping to shine. So hopefully next week, I know I'm starting towards the front because of my finish tonight. So hopefully next week it ends up just as good as it did tonight.
Yeah, you'll be starting in the 3rd position. You'll be starting behind the winner here, Kevin Frey, for this evening. So you'll be some of the same drivers you've been driving with tonight. Anybody else you kind of really learned a lot from, like what they were capable of tonight?
Not really. I didn't see too many others. Realistically, like I said, it was 5 of us up front. Meacham's actually a teammate too. I think he got messed up in pit road during that green flag pits, but I definitely owe a little bit of push into the 82, so I'll probably be hooking him up next week. But again, last lap, we'll see what happens. Other than that, appreciate you guys up in the booth and everything you do, and look forward to watching the broadcast back.
Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that.
Any other shout outs you want to give? Like specific ones?
Yeah. I'd like to thank my wife as usual. On top of that, I got some good sponsors on the car too, so hope you guys got some good pics of good shots or whatever of the neon green car I got going on here. But redjacketorchards.com, 100% real juice, none of that concentrate crap that they're selling in the stores, man. It's you gotta jump on there. They got some really good flavors on there. And then Pride and Trust Painting is a company I own, construction company out of New York. So Carter Racing Paints, he does all of my paints. So if you like any of them, get hooked up with him on tradingpaints.com. And yeah, look.
Do you have like a code for that juice place or anything? Is there like a coupon
I'm trying to get one. I'm actually trying. I'm actually doing a big drywall job for him right now. But I'm gonna be getting a code here shortly, and I'll be hooking you guys up because I'll be in a few podiums this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we expect you up there, buddy.
You're fast.
Hopefully next week. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. William Kern, we'll let you get on to it. We'll see you next week.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, buddy. Good talking to you. Good job. Good job tonight.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you. All right, trying to get the big winner chicken dinner. The new guy to the league, making a big splash in his first race. Kevin Frey, winner tonight. How's it feel, buddy?
That feels pretty good. Be better if it was for points, but I'll take it.
Hey, yeah. I mean, you're starting to, pole in our first ever official points race in the High Velocity Racing League, Daytona 250. So, I mean, that's got to be something. Digging the paint job to do, brother. Brother.
Yeah, I
Man, I'm getting all
appreciate
tongue
it. Yeah.
twisted. How was it? How are you feeling tonight? I mean, you're kind of up in there with that pack of four, just drafting all night, and just waiting to make that last lap move, and it came, you know, on that last corner as usual in a super speedway. So I mean, kind of take us through that last, corner there and what you were feeling.
Yeah, it's kind of just riding around trying to feel everybody out. Last corner, I was getting pushed by the guy behind me in the second lane, and I feel like I was going to take the guy out in front of me, Will. So decided to just take the high lane, and the guy went with me and worked out.
Yeah, and you were able to avoid the calamity that happened behind because of that big push as well. There was a 3 wide that happened and turned into 4 wide, and real quick everybody started stacking up and causing into some wrecks. I mean, we didn't really have any issues like that at all throughout the beginning portion of the race, but where you were in that 4-pack group that was so far ahead, we had that caution come out. How did that play into the victory tonight?
Yeah, kind of disappointing. I was just going to follow Kern into his wherever he took his car, so I kind of accepted like a second, third place finish. But yeah, I'll take this. This is fun. Super speedways always devolve into debauchery at the end, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of oddly reminiscent. I mean, watching it back, I mean, it looks very similar to the real life one. And William Byron, kind of, you made the same kind of move to the outside, and everybody was kind of crashing behind you, and you just were the one making it through. And William Kern was kind of like Reddick there, and just following you in, and right time, right place, kind of type deal. And that's how it ends a lot of these times at super speedways. But you were there the whole time, though. I mean, top four, pretty much. And where did you start at? Do you remember where you started at?
Like eighth or 10th
Eighth.
or something like that.
Yeah, I
Fourth
thought you
or
were
fifth
like,
row.
In 8th, so that's a good
like,
run.
yeah,
Yeah,
awesome. Well,
qualifying is definitely not my thing here, so I'll take the pole for this and be happy about it.
Yeah. I can imagine.
absolutely.
Qualifying super speedways is always tough anyway for anybody really. So it's all a crapshoot at the end. But yeah, good finish for you here. It gives you the pole for next week, and you'll be starting inside of the 85. You guys raced together pretty well up at the front with Kern and Fontaine, so you guys will have some competition there at the front.
Yeah, competition, but they all race pretty good, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's good. All right. Anybody like to shut up before we let you go, Kevin?
No, I'll save it for next week after winning Daytona.
There you go. I like it.
Oh, my
like
man's
it.
got confidence.
I like
Let's
it.
go.
All
See
right.
I
that?
appreciate
That's how you end an interview right there.
I appreciate the stream, guys.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been our pleasure to watch you guys. I mean, it's always a blast up here with Chase.
All right. Well, we'll let you get going then. Good luck next week, and maybe we'll see you right here talking the same amount in the podium next week.
Absolutely, guys. Take it easy.
I'm counting on it now. Yeah, absolutely. Good win tonight, buddy. We'll see you.
Yep.
And that's your dual winner, Kevin Frey. So.
Yeah. I love the confidence. That was pretty awesome.
That was good. I like it.
That's where you do it. Yeah. I mean, I'm expecting big things next week now, so I hope he doesn't let me down. I'll be so upset. Yeah, he's taking that Moon Eye Chevy. It's a good looking car.
It was. And it will be next week too, hopefully, if he's running that same paint scheme. But yeah, that's gonna do it here for us at High Velocity Racing League this evening. And yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. Sunday we've got some short track racing with the Truck Series. We've got the Nashville Fairgrounds for 160 laps.
That one should be a nail biter.
Nail biter. We're hoping for better than a demolition derby, but we'll see how that goes. Short track racing is always difficult, and hoping for a good turnout as we have been. So
forecast is cloudy with a very good chance of frustrated drivers.
That's short track racing, baby.
Oh yeah, it'll be slippery and tempers will be flaring, but it'll be a good time. So hope to see you all there.
But anyway, that's going to do it for us here tonight. For everybody here behind the scenes at High Velocity Racing League, we will catch you next week.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.